Well, and before I put this pen away, I'm going to try another suit of armor here. That's a nice contrast to this one. We'll try, it'll be rounder. That's more angular. This will be rounder. Venus de Willendorf is the Michelin Man as a suit of armor. It's rather Venus de Willendorf-y. But let's see what happens. Fat sausage fingers. Okay, right now it doesn't look very suit of armory, does it? Where are we gonna, how's that gonna make itself known? Chainmail. There was a set of collection of suits of armor here at the in Worcester, Massachusetts, as part of the Higgins Armorial Museum. Higgins was a steel manufacturer or something or other in Massachusetts, and he took his collection of armor that he purchased during the Depression. He was making money, but people in England were selling off their possessions, and he bought a bunch of armor. And one of the suits of armor he had showed, instead of the chainmail in the area of the guy's junk, it was what looked to be a big beer can sticking out, which seemed to suggest that the knight in question had a boner as he went into battle, which I guess the prospect of being skewered alive could be a turn on to some people. I, on the other hand, would think my junk, like the rest of me, would want to run and hide from the idea. Okay. Anyway, I'm still liking this pen. This is the pen that I bought on eBay, and it was the only one of the 4 pens that actually had the ability to function. The other ones were missing iridium, and this one had a little tiny bit of it left, but the pen was, the nib was very badly bent, but I was able to fix it enough to make it work. Sometimes armor shows anatomical details like nipples or abdominal muscles on the surface of the metal. So this one has little pasties. just drew their little flying buttress to keep his arm from getting tired. Suits of armor are quite amazing things. They often are built for a particular purpose, and many of the nice ones are not the ones that they would take into actual battle. They were the ones that they would take on their little jousting things, and the jousting events were staged like wrestling matches. They weren't staged in that sense, but you weren't trying to kill each other, you were just trying to knock each other off the horse. So the spears didn't have sharp points on them. They might have had, but the intention was not to kill the other one. It was to just knock him off the horse. And but there were some suits of armor that were meant to hold a lance, and there were other ones that were meant to, be used with a crossbow, I guess, and different purposes. And they have these neat little hooks coming out of them that would, like this one right here, this would have a hook that would hold the lance under the arm of the knight. And so anyway, take a look at them. If you have a museum in your town, go take a look at it and spend a while. They're great things to draw. And what's nice about them is you can get lost in the reflections. You don't actually draw. You get lost. I'm just going to tell you, you get lost. And getting lost is not a bad thing. It's a good thing. Now this guy on the top of his head, this looks sort of like a light bulb, doesn't it? Looks like a little chef hat. I don't know what I was intending this to be. I just was in this round scheme of things here. So it's going to be a bird on the top of its egg. It's trying to hatch an egg. Draw it slightly cracked open there. So now I've gone from drawing to doodling to, I don't know what I'm doing now. Let's draw his junk again. Do they look evenly matched? Well, it's only 8 minutes. We'll try another one. So I have a round one and an angular one. This is just going to be what? How is this one going to be built? More angular. This paper is slightly iridescent and has little pieces of mica or something in it. And you're hearing a lot of scratchiness because of that, I think. Though if it didn't have this you might hear even more scritchy, scratchy. He's turning into a jester. Another thing from the Middle Ages. So he's not a knight. Changed my mind. He's wearing lace-up shoes. Okay, what else does he have going for him? Harlequins. They usually have a checkerboarded outfit. This guy is not one of those. He's not wearing his checkerboard today. He's got the slimming stripes going on for him. He doesn't look like make him look a little happier here. There we go. He's telling nervous jokes. He's a little nervous about his repertoire. He just saw the last jester get decapitated, so he's a little concerned. He better tell the right joke. Funny thing happened on the way to the jousting match. Did you ever hear the one about your lordship, your majesty? Did I ever tell you the one about the... And as you can tell, I'm not a stand-up comic, and nor can I tell a joke sitting down. I often don't remember the punchline of a joke, and I'll get halfway through it, or worse, I get halfway through a joke and realize that I've left out the part that actually, when you tell the punchline, would make sense. Oh, I forgot that. So consequently, I don't tell jokes. It's not that I don't have a sense of humor. I'd like to think I do. But it has nothing to do with jokes. I don't quite understand the anatomy of this guy's body, except he has a very thin waist. So anyway, back to this pen. So this is the pen that I fixed. This is meant to be his collar. This is the pen I fixed, and it seems to be fine, and it'll last a good long time, I hope. Here's the guy's codpiece pointing down. That reminds me of a joke. Let's see if I can tell it. So Oscar Wilde, the wit from Victorian England era, was walking down the avenue, the street in London, quite drunk and staggering about, and a carriage suddenly comes to a halt, and a lady puts her head out of the window of the carriage and says, "Why, Mr. Wilde, I'm shocked. Look at you, you're drunk in a public street, no less. And, my God, your penis is sticking out of your pants." And Oscar Wilde says, "You flatter yourself, madam, it is merely hanging out." So this guy's junk is merely hanging, not sticking. So that's how I tell jokes. You ready for another one? No. I would, if I were a jester, my head would be on a spike in no time. In fact, let's make the spike. Here's the distant. Here's the castle. Sorry, there's the castle, and here's the spike, and here's the last jester. Oh, let's see. And there the crows are pecking his eyeballs out. So there's a bird that is, there's the eyeball. It's flying away to bring it home to the other little crows. God damn it. So you can see why this jester is concerned. About his ability to tell jokes. Because there's a spike right here. It's empty. A couple more in the distance here, past jesters. Birds flocking around them, but this one is all set to go. Yeah, I'm liking this pen. I'm not feeling as depressed about the pens that I bought on eBay. And it was my fault for not reading the description better, which clearly said, all nibs have issues. The word issue is an interesting word. All nibs are broken. That could have been used. All nibs are missing their iridium. That could have been used. All nibs are bent. That could have been used. More descriptive. Though not all of the nibs were bent. I mean, I'm just trying to think of other words that could be more descriptive of the word than the word issue. But issue was the word that was used. And I have issues. I've got lots of issues, but I'm not missing iridium. There we go. So, 3 things. Got the jester, the Michelin guy with his hairy nips, and the Kaiser. Ta-da!